There's a white powder sitting on a grocery store shelf right now, priced between 79 cents and $1.20 per application, that will dissolve every bathtub stain you have ever seen. Our West Rings, hard water scale, pink mildew, yellow soap scum, without a single second of scrubbing. And the $6.8 billion bathroom cleaning products industry has spent the better part of 7 decades making sure you would never think to reach for it. This is not a folk remedy. It is not a Pinterest hack from someone who has never cleaned a bathroom. It is a compound with a documented industrial history stretching back to the early 20th century, used in municipal water treatment, food manufacturing, and commercial textile restoration, and quietly, deliberately kept out of your bathroom since 1953. Your grout is still stained. Your tub still has that ring. And somewhere right now, a product manager at a major household cleaning brand is approving a $47 million advertising campaign to make sure it stays that way. Today, that ends. The powder is called oxygen bleach, specifically sodium percarbonate. You've probably walked past it 100 times without recognizing it. Sometimes sold as a laundry booster, sometimes as a deck cleaner, sometimes in a bright orange box under a brand name. But the raw compound itself, unbranded, available at hardware and grocery stores everywhere, costs less than a cup of coffee per use. And it works in a way that no spray bottle with a celebrity spokesperson has ever come close to matching. When sodium percarbonate contacts water, it breaks down into 2 things: hydrogen peroxide and washing soda. The hydrogen peroxide oxidizes the chromophores, the molecular chains responsible for color, inside every organic stain it touches: mildew, soap scum, hard water mineral deposits, rust. The stain does not get lifted. It gets chemically dismantled at the molecular level. There is nothing left to scrub because there is nothing left. This is why it works permanently when other products do not. Most spray cleaners are surfactant-based. They wrap the stain in a detergent molecule and rinse it toward the drain. Some of the stain goes, some of it remains, bonded to the porcelain or acrylic surface. That is why the ring comes back in 3 weeks. You were never removing the stain. You were removing part of it. Sodium percarbonate removes it. Now here is the part that should make you genuinely angry. The compound was first synthesized in 1899 by a French chemist named Alban de Hemptine. By the 1940s, it was in widespread industrial use across Europe. Germany, France, and the United Kingdom were all incorporating it into commercial laundry processes because it outperformed the chlorine bleach alternatives without destroying fibers or producing the toxic chloramine gas that chlorine bleach releases in poorly ventilated spaces. In 1953, the major American cleaning product manufacturers, Procter & Gamble, Colgate-Palmolive, and Lever Brothers among them, were in the middle of a domestic product expansion that would define the next 50 years of consumer retail. The post-war housing boom had created millions of new bathrooms. New bathrooms meant new cleaning habits. New cleaning habits meant a recurring purchase cycle worth billions of dollars. A powder that costs $1, works permanently, and can be purchased once every several months, represents a catastrophic threat to a recurring purchase model. And so instead of sodium percarbonate, American households got a generation of spray bottles, weekly use formulations, and products engineered specifically to require reapplication. The chemical industry did not suppress the science. It did something more effective. It built a marketing ecosystem so total and so loud that the science simply never got through. By the mid-1960s, the average American household was spending $214 per year. Adjusted to today's dollars, that is over $2,100 on bathroom cleaning products alone. Not because those products worked better, because the alternative had been architecturally removed from the consumer's awareness. Japan adopted sodium percarbonate as a household staple by 1971. Germany standardized it in domestic cleaning products by 1978. Australia's cleaning market had embraced it so thoroughly by the 1980s that chlorine-based bathroom sprays became the niche product and oxygen bleach became the default. American households are still in 2024 paying for a weekly ritual that most of the developed world abandoned 40 years ago. Here is exactly how to use it. This takes 4 minutes. Step 1. Dry the tub completely. Any standing water dilutes the compound before the reaction can concentrate on the stain. A dry surface means full contact. Step 2. Sprinkle sodium percarbonate directly onto the stained surface. You do not need much. A light, even coverage across the stain area is sufficient. For a full bathtub, you are using approximately 3 tablespoons. That is 1 application from a bag that costs under $4 and contains 30 or more uses. Step 3. Add just enough warm water to form a loose paste. Not a flood, a paste. The reaction starts immediately. You will see faint fizzing within 30 seconds. That is the hydrogen peroxide activating. That is the stain being oxidized in real time. Step 4. Leave it. Do not scrub, do not agitate. Set a timer for 20 minutes and walk away. For severe rust staining or long-term mineral buildup, extend that to 45 minutes. Step 5. Rinse with warm water. Use a soft cloth to wipe. not scrub, the surface clear. What you will find is a tub that looks like it was installed last week. The first time you do this, the result will feel wrong. It will feel like something is missing. Some physical effort, some labor, some proof that you earned a clean bathroom. You will rinse and look and check again because you will not believe a product you paid $1 for just did what a $12 spray bottle has been failing to do for years. I need to be honest with you here. There is one caveat, and it matters. Sodium percarbonate is a powerful oxidizer. On porcelain and modern acrylic surfaces, it is completely safe at the paste and rinse application described above. But on antique or refinished surfaces, particularly clawfoot tubs that have been reglazed or vintage enamel that has developed micro cracks, extended contact can dull the finish over repeated applications. If your tub has been refinished in the last 10 years, test a small area first. Leave the paste for 5 minutes on an inconspicuous patch and rinse. If the finish is stable, you are fine. If you see any haziness, limit your contact time to 10 minutes maximum. That is the honest caveat. It applies to a small percentage of bathrooms. For everyone else, standard porcelain, fiberglass, modern acrylic, there is no risk and no limitation. A woman named Deborah from Spokane, Washington, left a comment on a cleaning forum in 2021. She had a rental property with a bathtub that a property manager had quoted her $340 to replace. The staining was described as permanent mineral damage, the kind of assessment that sounds like a professional verdict and feels like a bill you cannot argue with. She spent $3.87 on sodium percarbonate. 2 applications, 40 minutes of contact each, separated by a day. She sent a before and after photograph. The property manager, on seeing the result, asked what professional service she had used. She told him it was a powder from the laundry aisle. He did not believe her. She sent him the receipt. That is not a unique story. It is replicated in hardware store forums, cleaning communities, and rental property owner groups across the country. The variation is in the price paid and the years wasted on products that failed first. The bathroom cleaning products industry in the United States generated $6.8 billion in retail sales in 2023. The 3 largest brands, Scrubbing Bubbles, Clorox, and Method, collectively spent over $890 million on marketing and advertising in that same year. They spent $890 million in a single year to inform your purchasing decisions in a product category where a $3.87 powder outperforms all of them. That is not a free market in action. That is an information deficit manufactured at scale and maintained by advertising budget. The powder predates every one of those brands. It predates their founders. It predates the bathroom spray category entirely. And it will outlast every trend, reformulation, and rebranding campaign they launch, because chemistry does not care about marketing. Your grandparents' generation did not clean bathrooms with weekly spray bottles. They used powders, pastes, and compounds that worked on first contact. That knowledge did not disappear because it stopped working. It disappeared because the industry that replaced it had a $890 million reason to make sure it did. The compound is sodium percarbonate. It is in the laundry aisle, sometimes labeled as oxygen bleach booster, sometimes as a deck and patio cleaner. You are looking for a product where sodium percarbonate is the primary or only listed ingredient. Brands include OxyClean in its pure powder form, 7th generation's oxygen bleach, and generic store brand oxygen bleach available at Walmart, Target, and most independent hardware stores. The price range is 79 cents to $1.20 per bathtub application. If you have already tried this, if you have a before and after, if you have a story like Deborah's, drop it in the comments, not to convince me. To convince the person who just found this video and is still not sure whether to believe a dollar powder over a decade of spray bottle conditioning, your comment is more persuasive than anything I can say. And if you are watching this and you have not tried it yet, the next time you walk into that bathroom and feel the low-grade defeat of a stain that will not move, remember that the solution is already sitting in a store near you. It has been sitting there since before you were born. Someone just made sure you never thought to look for it, until now.